Hi guys and ladies, I found a recipe with Southwest flavors that I just have to try. It's for catfish. I'm not fond of fishing for catfish, too much waiting, nor am I any good at it, let's face it. But let's try the recipe out on bass. And to make this more fun and challenging, let's see if we could catch them on the surface, top water. I'm gonna make my first cast right here off the dock. How about if we start out with this? It's a rubber frog called the Booyah Pad Crasher Jr. And if you know me, you know I'm not picky about my lures. But this one looks like it would work. And if it doesn't, we'll just switch to another lure. So let's get in the boat and go fishing. You know, it's big. My rule of thumb is that I throw them back in if they're over 12 inches, but it's getting late, and I've got to have fish for this recipe. 14 inches, well, 13 3/4 inches. I'm going to keep them. I've got to say, this frog glides over everything, slop, algae, water lilies. Yeah, stay on. Perfect! That's the size we're looking for. This video is in severe jeopardy. It's starting to pour. This is the second time now, and I'm headed back in, and I've got a long way to go. The rain seems to have stopped. Let's see. Let's get out and see if we can catch one more, maybe two. Oh, I had one. He's on. He's off. Oh, that would have been it. Oh, another miss. The temperature dropped. It's raining again. That's 3 times. I'm going in and that's it. This is it. Going in for good. Here it is the next day. I still have a little time before I have to start dinner. Maybe I could catch another bass or two. I'm going to cast right to the shore. A little bass. Got to remove them from the lake. I'm going to cast right to the dock. Yeah. They're small, but that's okay. Look at that. Perfect eater. I need to remove this size from the lake anyway. I'm so glad I came back out. There he is. I was hoping for a lot bigger. Wow. 15 1/4 inches. I'm going to return him. He was hooked deeply, but He's not bleeding. I got it out surgically. Let's get him back in the water. Okay, I've got 3 more bass. This should be enough for dinner without having to go to the freezer. Let's get back in the house and hurry up and fillet them. Yesterday's fishing was interrupted by torrential rain, so we caught a few today, and now look, we have well over a pound of these nice bass fillets, and I'm anxious to get started cooking these with a grilled Southwest catfish twist. But we need a quickie side dish first, so let's get going with that. Heat a large saute pan or skillet over medium heat and add olive oil. That's about 2 tablespoons. Here's 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. Let's add that in. Here's a can of diced green chilies. Let's throw that in. Here's a teaspoon of salt. So I'm making fake Mexican rice, and look what I have to do it. This is cauliflower, frozen and shredded. Watch. Here's another 10-ounce bag. Look what I have here, a big container of pre-chopped onions. Let's just throw them in. A couple teaspoons of that pre-chopped garlic from the jar. This is not in the recipe, but I'm going to add some cumin, maybe a teaspoon or so. Cumino. I'm going to up the heat to high or higher, about 375. Let's get this cooked down now. It's been about 8 minutes. I've been stirring it the whole time. And oh, the fragrance. How do you say that in Spanish? Muy fragante. Oh, so good. I'm going to try some of this. I knew it would be good. This is great. Not exactly like rice, but very good in its own right. Onto the fish. Let's mix up a little marinade rub combination here. First, I'm going to pour off a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now, 3 teaspoons of paprika. 3 teaspoons of Gepard's chili powder. Yeah, I know, I overbought. Let's add 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. These recipes, I had to go to 7 stores to find this. Here's a 1.5 teaspoons of ground coriander. Here's about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, and let's see if that's enough. I might need some olive oil. Ah, yes. Let's learn together. I'm way off the recipe now. But I'm going to try to slather our fish with this marinade rub. That reminds me, I need to stain my deck. I'm going to flip them over and do the other side. Looky here, I'm ready to get these on the grill. I'm done. Let's crank it up to over 400. Whoa, 500? Whoa, I let it on too long. I oiled that grate. It's a special grate for fish. I'm putting the biggest ones on first. I'm gonna let this go about 4 minutes on each side. Let's see now if I can flip these fish. Just a couple minutes more, that's all I need. That's enough. Let's plate these up. I'll start with the small ones off first. Back into the kitchen. I put our fish in there. You know, while our fish is keeping warm in the oven, I might as well let you all know that the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks, has accepted my invitation for dinner tonight. You know, I'm overjoyed. But you know, in 50 years of seeing each other, I haven't won her hand yet in marriage. I'm beginning to wonder if maybe the problem is my looks. Well, here we are once again with the famous celebrity restaurant and food critic, Miss Lulu Cheeks. And thank you so much for visiting me at my paltry prefab. And you had a chance to dine on my fake Mexican rice. And what did you think of that?
It was excellent. It was very delicious, and
Really?
you know, I enjoyed it. I
Really?
loved eating it. Yes,
Oh,
thank you.
thank you. And also my Southwest grilled catfish, which is not really catfish. What did you think?
Oh, I thought the spices and the flavorings were blended together very expertly.
Oh,
It was wonderful.
It was just a recipe, but it was a good
Yes,
one.
very
I will
good.
make that again.
Yes.
Yes. You know, Miss Cheeks. Oh, I can say Lulu now.
Sure.
Thank you. You know, I know I'm not very tall, but do you find me dark and handsome?
Yes, when it's dark, you're handsome.
Oh. Can I have a hug?